Thank you for joining to another lecture.
So am I in the defense here. I'm not really into the graphic design like this, but I've seen his flash here, and he certainly gets into some of this math stuff, and I want to break that down to this paper copy level stuff to help him engineer later, I suppose, if he was gonna. Um, One of my important notes I can give you to ground level architecture of needing a 3D affine transformation is I'll jump into his setup here. It's a XYZ T C axis metrics. So we're multiplying those matrices together. When I get a first baseline in the stone mill floor schematics, I have a big rectangle, even if it's a globular smooth state that really defines what that area is. So from all that rectangle information, it derives all the other scale of the equipment by footage or what fits into the subject space, but general field. All the 1 and 2 x to IPI stuff gets into the x and y lengths and stuff. So, but that was my note with it. I want to make sure that you add some, structure in there. He's gonna get it. Let me just fast forward here to stuff I want. There we go. All right. So inside of there, you'll have a three-dimensional space, and you'll be on the floor. Here, most likely, you're on a ladder or up off some platform on the floor because ground to the collision is how you render that notation with the sin. Anything that's bad that hurts these by that level is going to make a terminal velocity equation at that point in time. But towards an object here in null space, I'd probably call it. It's all zero field. We don't really have the object that has that snowflake that makes it up for how to draw it out on the floor or know why route it takes. Today, super manager, then like just regular manager, because up and right, and then you want to just be like the operator or this ground guy back here because we got it. That's some fun ways you can play the describing of that box, the teaching somebody how to bring it up here to the rotation of that machinery. That's where we're having a catching issue or some type of radial inside of that. There's the distance under the timeline. This statement to that machine is the radial in Gaussian. Here we would most likely, because of the way it's orientated, pull it in and just open it up. Well, we're the internals of this box looking right backwards, IPi, depending on how it was orientated and which way momentum is going, is going to tell me how that's entropied coming at me from a sensor in Carl Sagan's universe loaf here, or the screaming fish problem. The first thing I tell them is in this unit to this next unit. Where was it? It was a good one with the three of them there. Going that the screaming fish problem inside of there is just the FX, what could be said at that speed, because loading boards would definitely be 3 packs, not 10 packs at that rate. And by the end of the day, well, figuring out the quarter guidance or whatever. So that's what the screaming fish would say over the waterfall. And in the cemetery here, this square field, that some fun ways to play it. Like I said, give them that notation that would be the 6 feet deep of a rectangle. That size takes a certain amount of time, either with shovel, an excavator, or some special fancy equipment that would reference a different change in time. That says from the inversion of that, I could have told you what equipment it was. But it may be too homogenized, chopped up to do anything else but this box or graphics kind of program limit before you try to even bother doing any of this cost or why the opposite, the adjacent, or multiplying metrics is. This stone guy's operator plus the board factory down the line individually do, but you could argue because of those lines I could pull a REIT or a tax off of both of them because of whatever reason from the big government level apparently. Catch you on the next one.